Hey guys, good day, good morning, good moment of now, good moment in time. Beautiful, beautiful moment of you guys. For every moment is an opportunity to step into, to align, to allow, to embody more and more and more of you. So, just hopping on to give a quick message. And as I was running this morning, I just came off a run and I was listening to an interview with Magenta Pixie and a famous astrologer. Now her name escapes me. And as I was listening, I just so wanted to stop and relay, which would be kind of regurgitating all of that information. So I shared it because there's no way that I can encapsulate it or relay it in the way they did. But it was so beautiful because they really connected the dots of astrology and spirituality, and it was all just total affirmation for everything that I channel. But it gave it from a different perception and explanation. And all of our explanations and all of our perceptions are always available in so many different layers. I just love it. And it was just really beautiful. So if you guys haven't watched the share that I posted, it's on right before this live on Temple of the Sun. It's really worth watching. But what that information does, like, is it will trigger or catalyze more information and awareness within ourselves. So obviously, that's what we all do for each other as Master Light Blasters. As we traverse, as we work through, as we um, shine light in the darker areas of our own life, it adds a life for a light for others to gain perception from, especially when we take action and share our journey or share our insight and share our own activations. It literally activates again more light within another in their own personal experience and gives them insight to maybe what they're going through, or it gives them affirmation, or it just continues that expansion, kind of like the big bang. Even it's we're always expanding out and out and out and out as we step into more of ourselves, which is activated through our obstacles, through our struggles, through the unknowing. And what I really wanted to share is, hey, thank you, Kimmy Siegel. What I really wanted to share is on that live, and we all know how we go through 3-year cycles and how that relates to the power of three, even. So, what they said is 2020, March of 2020, started that whole past 3 years. And that was so beautiful. It activated a cycle for us to go within, to shed stuff that no longer meant anything to us. It had us come up with new creative ideas of working, exploring, living, because we had to wear masks, we were quarantined, all of that kind of stuff. And it was a very deep dive 3 years. And they said that that is all coming to a culmination in March 21st, the equinox, the also the Piscean time as well, the age. I can't explain it in astrological terms, but it just made sense spiritually and energetically to how I understand and perceive things. So this we are wrapping up a 3-year cycle, which I found fascinating, because in that cycle we've gained, we've expanded, we've transformed, we've alchemized, we've transmuted so much denser energies, and we have actually activated so much more light within us. Well, it's all of this light activated from that last 3-year cycle. And even within a 3-year cycle, everything is cycles within cycles within cycles within cycles. So we have gone through such huge growth and transformation that we are being literally birthed into a new, again, the power of three is also involved here, the power of three cycle. So that last 3-year cycle really brought us to our own strength. It brought us to our own allowing the merging of the mind, the body, and the spirits, creating this platform, this new birth of creation from this new activation through this greater awareness and consciousness that we now embody. So this is also entering the Piscean age, the age of the Pisces. And I guess something to do with Pisces and Neptune for till 2028, which is, anyways, it's that age of water, the time of water and unconditional love and all of that. So I just find it fascinating and beautiful how everything ties in. So even in that darkness, or how you perceive the last 3 years, we're really extracting the light from it. And it's our awareness and how we really go through our fears and struggles in life. And if we choose to continue to anchor into the love of our heart, how much growth and how much awareness and how much love is activated into our physical experience. And that's exactly what we are entering now, is another trajectory of a cycle, a 3-year cycle, entering this living in birthing now from this new light. And it's not new, it's activated light that we always were, but it is our God source energy operating in the physical from a higher awareness, consciousness, and frequency. And it's literally a time of unconditional love and peace, and creating from a 0 point, they're saying, because the contrasts in life, just like the infinity, the things on the outside caused us to go in. We go within, then we come back out, we go within. Well, our center point is that eye of the storm. It is our heart space, our heart chakra, which is the middle path, the middle of the upper chakras and the lower chakras, the portal to all of ourselves multi-dimensionally, where no time or space exists. So it really, our 0 point is where we also bring together the opposing forces within our life, the polarities. It could have been a polarity of our spiritual beliefs with our physical experience. It could be with the good, the bad, evil, darkness with the light. Things in our life that we've gone through that seem like a shakeup and seem bad and horrible. Well, we as Master Light Blasters have extracted the light. We have created and allowed, we haven't created, we have allowed and activated the light that it was originally created in, which means transmuting the densities of an idea, of anything, of any concept, of any old belief, thought form, paradigm. We have activated the light in the density, and we're taking all of that knowledge, wisdom, insight into this new 3-year creation, this new rebirth of ourself, a rebirth in expressing in the physical form that which was within us, that was actually activated from the physical, from physical triggers. And it could be, and it is, from this past 3-year cycle. So we've taken the darkness and we've extracted the light, activated the light in it to take in with this new 3-year cycle. And what we keep talking about, the merging of polarities, no separation. Well, part of that 0 point is realizing there is nothing separate from within this heart space. Nothing outside of us is separate from our heart space, because we are creating the hologram, the experience, the journey that we're experiencing in the physical. And now through our awareness and deeper understanding of our self-realization being activated through the darkness, we're able to merge the polarities. We realize that we are the living yin and yang encapsulated in our physical experience. It is the merging of two being brought together. You can even think of it as the two legs here, black, white, yin, yang, masculine, feminine, brought together to create the third leg, that new frequency, that new experience, that new earth. And it's all merging through us, through our allowance, through our surrendering of the fight. Just like I use this little analogy a lot, you know, the little balls on a desk and they go doot, 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 doot. So we've swung on many different areas of polarities, thoughts, beliefs, modalities, experiences. And now it's like it's got do, 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 do. Center, brought us to our center. And that center is where unity and oneness operate to create. And that is what this new 3-year cycle is bringing forth. I've been giving a lot of analogies of water lately, and water is what we came from in the physical. We were born out of water, in the salt, in the ocean. They talk about that in what I posted, that share on YouTube with Magenta Pixie. And the primal force, and that being water. And even on my run today, I saw dolphins lots of dolphins, not real dolphins, but the symbols of dolphins. And in the past, as you guys all know, whale energy has been really strong. So the past 3 year cycle allowed us to utilize and merge with that whale energy, going deep, deep within the waters in our, which is our emotions, which is found within our heart space. And it's about healing and allowing all of those emotions and feelings to flow through our physical, and through that physical flowing and connecting and allowing all that's deep, deep within us that we might have been repressing, that acts as ointment, it acts as salve, it acts as nourishment in the physical, it acts as ointment and salve for the heart's wounding to bring healing. So it's through the actual experiencing and allowing of dark emotions found deep within us that we bring forth that healing. And today I saw a lot of dolphins, or in a motel dolphin, and it was called this hotel that I run by, motel. It's called the Green Dolphin. And what is green representative of? Our heart space, our center, connecting and allowing all that is within us to bring forth healing and balance, and to allow also that child to come out, that wounded child to come out and play. So right now we're really being called into dolphin energy, playfulness, communicating, merging from the depths to interact with one another at a soul level, at a heart's level, at an unconditional frequency of love level. Christ consciousness, unconditional love, allowing each other to flit and fly and swim through the waters of our own experience without judgment, and then allowing the merging and the playfulness of individual experiences to come together to create a greater expression of play, is what Spirit is saying. Hey, good morning, Joey. I have not seen you in a while. Thank you for shining your light here. And it's so funny, even my cup is mismatched. The green of the heart space, the blue of the water, the dolphins, representing that emerging, that child within, that healed child, the healed trauma, which is balanced, which is seeing the light that we had, that experience, the light that was to be gained from that experience, merging with that playfulness now. So the healing is allowing the child to come out and play and to communicate through that throat chakra and to express itself in a healed, balanced, unconditional, self-accepting frequency. This is so beautiful. So how everything means something, how everything is reflecting a part of us. Even this cup, I didn't do this on purpose, is expressing those energies merged, because it's an expression, it's in my reality, it's my cup, and it's an expression, the physical expression, the projection of my energy I'm sharing today. Just like all of life is that physical projection of our energy, energy that doesn't make sense, even energy that our soul has contracted, energy that we've experienced and don't understand why, but through our surrendering. And they also mentioned in that video that I shared that the 0 point within that infinity, the 0 point coming to our center, is that place of surrender where we allow the opposing forces and contrast to unify as one. So many times we fight and resist things in life, our thoughts, or in the physical, or whatever it is we're going through, ideas or projections that we see outside of us. We fight, we resist, but what we are really called to do is to surrender and allow that very energy to work and unify with us, to show us something. Just like yesterday's message was about every obstacle, or what we consider a power over us, the man outside of us, the government, society, the laws, the regulations, the governments, all of that stuff, the police, whatever, where we feel constricted, to allow those constrictions, the limitations, the cage, to teach us something. And what are we always being taught? The power is within us. And when we give away our power outside of us, we stay stuck. We remain caged. We remain limited. So we are being called to allow the very things that make us feel limited to empower us by bringing it within us, and then merging with the water, merging deep within us, deep within our heart space. And then we give our power over to that. And then the opening appears. We find a little place for that water to flow. We go around the obstacle. We're given insight, inspiration, and guidance by returning to our power within. In that song from Enya's coming up, returning to innocence, returning to our innate self, returning to the light that we are, and allowing that to be our guide. And when we connect within, then we are going to project or shift to the reality where that light solves the problem. Because in reality, there was no problem. It was all to do with expansion, self-realization, bringing us back within. All right. I know I'm just rambling. I'm just going, shh, shh, shh. So I just wanted to share that. And I thought maybe I would pull a collective message. But basically, this is such a beautiful time. And it's just affirmation. And you guys are the ones creating this message through me, that how we are truly entering this new cycle, this rebirth, this springtime of us at a new frequency to be experienced in our physical reality, where we are in the flow of unconditional universal love. We are merged with our physical experience and allowing it to operate as one with our spiritual energy, to know that we have created it to merge and to empower us, not disempower us, but to empower us. The time of being victim is dissipated. We've now allowed the victimhood experience to empower us. It is allowing the differences and the polarities to merge as one power, one team. That is so beautiful. And in the video, what I found really, really exciting, that interview with Magenta Pixie and the astrologer, I forgot her name. I want to say Ruth, but I don't know if I'm right. I don't retain labels so much in information. I retain like the energy and the concepts, and that's what excites me. Not the breakdown and the details of people's names, but the energy and the concepts is what I retain. And I'm sure a lot of you guys do as well. Hey, Leona, thank you for shining your light. But what hit me too is they really talked about, and this is my passion, about us becoming light bodies and light beings. And they connected the dots between the physical and the spiritual understandings, the astrology and the spiritual, the mythology and the physicality of what we experience here. And it was all really exciting. But they talked basically of how we literally really are not going to have to continue this reincarnation cycle as we know it. We are transcending death as we embody more and more light. As we become this, we no longer need to go through those incarnation cycles. And I was talking to a friend offline, how he says to me, I know I do not want to reincarnate again. Can you tell me? Can you tell me? I know I'm not reincarnating. Can you tell me that this is true or not? And I remember being a kid and saying, I am not coming into this density again. and a lot of us already know that. I think you might have said that as well, Joey, and maybe you, Kimmy, I'm not sure, that this is our last life as we know it, as far as incarnating and repeating the dense experiences to activate our light. We're really embodying and activating this in this timeline now, in this moment of you now, so that we can activate the light and then go and expand and have these experiences and knowledge in life without having to reincarnate in this dense earth as we know it. And I find that so beautiful. And we can take we don't have to die to the physical body to gain this knowledge anymore, because we are aware and we have ascended and embodying enough light that is creating that, even we can call it a time travel apparatus. Our Merkaba is activated individually. And now this is how the new earth they were even talking about. So through our own individual activations, we are activating our Merkaba, our energy, that where we can connect consciously and move and time shift and travel without this reincarnation cycle. So as many of us are doing this individually, our soul tribe, our soul family, we're creating this collective Merkaba as well, where that is also transporting us to creating this new earth, this new reality. So it takes us all together through our light bodies to create this new earth experience is the way to say it, heaven on earth. So I just find that all fascinating because they have just it's just so beautiful because it's like so beautiful to see the affirmation, the physical affirmation through somebody else's reflection of all that we've been believing in and creating and working towards. That's so beautiful. Definitely my last time dancer. I love it, Leona. And and a lot of us, because we were so adamant about it being our last time, and I know Joey, you can relate to this. I'm sure Leona, Kimmy, all of us watching now and later can relate. We might have taken on so much that we actually just wish we could have dissipated into spirit. But we're like, okay, I can do this. I got it. I got it. I'm going to wrap it up now so I can just finish this incarnation thing and just embody this light and be done with it. And so many of us and you guys now watching and later have taken on a lot of physical density in this timeline that you've come to transmute. But that physical density is actually what you needed to activate all of your light. Is that not effing awesome? It is so effing beautiful. So I was talking to this man, and I know that we're soul siblings as well, soul family, and how he's been in all of this pain and excruciating pain and just God just wants out of it. But I'm like, you took this on because only you could deal with it. And then it is because it's your last carnation. And all of that is activating and bringing us to this awareness. It is a way when we surrender to whatever our physical experiences, when we can surrender in gratitude and thankfulness and saying, oh, this is the very thing that is activating my light. We're merging with that energy. We're not in defense or resistance mode. When we can surrender and have it bring us to our knees, per se, it is like bringing us to our knees, like in a place of surrender, or even expressing from the physical capacity of the pain you feel. That's an emotion you came to experience. So when you can even surrender to the expression of the pain and all of that emotionality, which is about that whale energy as well. A whale goes very deep and it lives in the vast depths of the ocean, but it also does come to the surface. So it's taking all of that well of emotions on all timelines and experiencing it through the cries of our heart, through the cries of our physical experience. We actually then can surrender that and give it up as an expression to activate our light, because we aren't to deny any part of us. And sometimes we experience, I'm like, this is new coming through, by the way, guys. We sometimes experience a lot of physical pain in order to get us to those depths where we can cry out and actually love and accept and express those parts of ourselves that we once did not. And whether it be not on this timeline or another timeline, some of us have come to literally experience physical pain in order to have that cry out, that emotional expression. Oh my gosh, I never understood it like that. And you guys are the ones creating this message. So it allows us to then experience all those parts of ourselves, even the areas we didn't want to, because we might not have wanted to experience the pain, because we might have been also holding on to a belief where we were judging that pain, thinking we weren't good enough, or we wouldn't be experiencing that pain to begin with, and how we might have thought it was even a karmic debt or a punishment. And as we cry out, we realize, no, that's not the truth of any of it. We are actually also in this carnation, uh, what's it called, when we integrate parts of ourselves that we've created separation, to integrate them to become whole. And sometimes great areas of depth and pain get us to that point, to reclaim those parts of ourselves that we have been repressing, inhibiting, and not allowing, whether it be through this timeline or other timelines that we've chosen to embody energetically, to actually activate that very DNA. And that's why a lot of us are wrapping up this timeline and we're transcending death, and we are done with that reincarnation cycle. That's fascinating, guys. And it's almost like as we come through this tunnel, as we've come through this tunnel of light to get to the other side, which you can consider this new rebirth, this new cycle, this new earth, this new timeline, however you want to say it. The tunnel of light was created by us going through a dark tunnel. And as we went through this dark tunnel, and they've used the mole analogy with me before, a mole just feeling its way through the darkness. Well, as we have felt our way through the darkness, we have laid a ray of light behind us. We have activated in the darkness Light. Mm. And that very light within the tunnel of darkness that we have meandered through or felt, we have felt our way through. We felt it way through because we allowed our heart to guide us, even though we couldn't see the outcome, even though we couldn't see the end, even though we were even hidden from the light. But as we worked our way through it, that was the very thing that activated our light and activated our connection to be stronger to our light body, to who we are, to our spirit, to our soul, to our God self energy. And now we have created a portal, they're saying, a portal of light for others, a wormhole for others to enter if they so choose through our demonstration of our experiences through life. We've activated light. You guys are all master light blasters. Oh my God. You've activated a tunnel, a portal. That's what a way shower is, a light worker, a light shower, however you want to say it. We now allow others to see their light through our own activations. It's all one. It's all one. We needed interaction with the darkness to activate our light. The light needed the darkness, and the darkness, and any of those that are reaching for that light that are in darkness, aspects still of ourself, are activated by the reflection of our own light that we're embodying here and now. I hope that didn't make that too confusing. I get like imagery. Good morning, Brenda. Yes, says Joey. Thank you so much. And know, as a warrior of light, if this is any consolation to anyone who might still be in that place of unknowingness, struggle, in their dark hole, you came for that very reason, and only you could have carried that density based on all of the other multidimensional selves that you've experienced. So when they say you have the angels and the support of the ancestors, that is you and all of your other experiences, all of those gifts that you're holding within yourself to be activated. But it's going to be activated through you carrying the density in this physicality. And only you could do it because you do have the support of your angels and ancestors. And in that as well, you are also curing, healing, enlightening that lineage of the karmic cycle of the reincarnation. It's all operating as one. The ancestors aren't separate from you. The incarnation and the healing aren't separate from you. You're embodying all of it, all of it. And so that is the unity, that is oneness. Nothing is outside of us. And we've come to that awareness now. So that is creating the new cycle, unity, making the man part of your team. You know that old saying, if you can't beat them, join them? Well, that's kind of that same idea, because you actually created the man to be part of your team. Holy shit. To activate to activate your crystalline structure, your light. Holy crap. That just makes everything so awesome. That's just so awesome. Hey, Donnie, good to see you. Sorry I didn't get your message. For some reason, I didn't know how to access some messages. I'm such a dit sometimes. All right, financial strength is not separate from your spiritual strength. It's just an expression of a construct we were believing in and experiencing from a limited human physical expression. So, you know how they say the financial system is going to be broken down and created differently, like a new world order? Well, the world order, holy shit, this even makes sense. The whole world order even symbolizes us integrating all of those areas and parts of ourselves that we used to think were separate. So now, as we are ascending, we're seeing how everything, including the financial systems and the man, are working towards us. So when we befriend them, when we join them, we're actually empowering ourselves, but not by adopting the limitations, but allowing the limitations to activate greater power within us. So the financial stuff is now going to be expressed in a higher frequency of finances. You know what I mean? Not the waste, not the control, not the manipulation, not the limitation, in abundance. However that manifests, I'm not sure. And we don't have all the answers, and we can't get all the answers that we need, because that's part of our journey as well, to actually live it, and not to live it, but to create it as we go along. We're not supposed to have all the answers anymore, guys. Like, some people would like to go to a psychic and say yes or no, or is this going to be? But we don't, that denies us. We're not going to be given anything that denies us of our journey, of our expression, and of our actual creation. So you're going to create that, Donnie. You're going to create that. But I believe that you need to let go of that old idea in that focus of the limitation of the finances in a way that it's pigeonholing you and creating a stuckness, because you're always thinking, what am I going to get financial stuck? When are you going to get it? When are you going to get it? What you're looking for will find you once you release it. And that's another paradox, how everything's working for us. As soon as we release an idea or an expectation, then boom, the answer is there simultaneously almost sometimes. It's amazing. It's through the releasing. How do you get a knot untied? You got to release it. The more you try to yank out the string or a knot, the more tight it gets. So release the compounded thoughts of limitations and restrictions. And that can be sometimes as simple as taking a breath in or going to do something that you love to do. Because I know I've been really caught up in that. I have been so caught up in that because I used to have a hair business. I used to get instant financial reward for every haircut I did or every perm or whatever it was I was doing. And then as I stepped out of the physical world of business and entered this whole spiritual expression, I've been sort of like frustrated or dumbfounded. And like, how can I make a business? How can I get financial reward? And Spirit said, let it all go. Focus on your heart and let it unfold as it should. Let it unfold as it should, because you're actually unfolding abundance that's going to reflect in a different frequency than what you are used to. Good morning, Robin, Soul Sister. Is that not beautiful? So everything is literally dissolving and it's being replaced. The physicality, the physical world is being replaced from a higher frequency representation that's less limiting, including money, as in bills and coins. And that's freaking ass freeing as well. Our abundance isn't coming per se from a written paycheck. The abundance is going to happen. And even look at how we're paid now, guys. This is a perfect example. You know how a lot of times we're now paid through electronics or electrical currency, even through PayPal or Venmo or Cash App, or we pay people electronically through online banking? That is even proof how the physical representation of a physical dollar is being dissipated into a higher frequency exchange. Our job is to tune into our heart space, to allow as much of our light to come forth as possible, because it is not separate from any other physical expression that we are experiencing. The more light you embody, the more light you embody in your physical world. And it's going to come through in different expressions and form than what we are used to. They're saying your love will support you. Your passions will support you. Your excitement will support you. And that's so funny, because in the past we were taught to plan for the future, save for the future. Well, everything, as we dissipate timeline, linear time, we are really dissipating, and we're drawing in past and future into now as well. Our past self, our ancestors, our other timelines, our other incarnations are all dissipating as we integrate those parts of us that have been separate, those fragmented parts. So all the healing is within. Oh my God, this is so beautiful, guys. This is so big. So as we heal all the fragmented parts of ourself, holy shit, this is powerful. Timeline dissipates due and because of our integration of allowing all parts of ourselves and not denying any parts of ourselves or creating the ideas, the illusions of separation of anything outside of ourselves. And it's like self-destructing. It's like a black hole that implodes, and then it's just And then I think like a black hole is really light, right? Doesn't that take you to another dimension of light? Holy crap, guys. Thank you for creating this and bringing this through me. Time cease to exist as we know it as we go into our own black hole, but it's not really a black hole, it's a portal of our heart where we allow, collect, and embody all parts, all dimensions, all aspects of ourselves just through our allowing our light to be activated. So every light activation that is triggered from a limited outside perception activates our light, and every activation just helps us to embody more and more light. Activates a timeline where you were that Indian, or you were that God, or you were a servant, or where you were a beggar, or where you were a king or a queen. So areas that were not integrated and fully balanced and allowed are coming into that allowance through you now, through your light activations, and they're triggered by outside limitations. They're saying they work as one to activate your light body. Holy shit. I just feel like every time I come on with you guys, I feel literally like mysteries being revealed. And you know how they, in the chakra card, there's this open book page where you're the book and then all the lights coming out? That's literally your state of being. All of you guys that you're living right now, you are revealing the mysteries through your own light activations, which is bringing you to greater self-realization and awareness. Yes, thank you, Joey. And we always like this, like, because our heart's desires weren't necessarily supported in the past in the way, say, our hobbies or the things we like to do, because we were still embodying enough limiting beliefs within our body that was projecting that. Because we were believing that. We thought we needed to go to school, get a college degree, go through all of this schooling, get in all of this debt. And not that we didn't, because that still served its purpose. And even working within limiting beliefs, that still was serving our light activation. But we were operating that at that frequency at a collective more. We were still holding on to those beliefs of whatever it was. I got to do this to get that. I got to perform this to get that. I got to give of this. I've got to sacrifice this to get that. So as we were allowing those limited thought forms, which is just limited light, operate, we were creating that. And then finally, we reached a point where we were embodying more light and awareness that we were now able to transmute those limitations more easily, more readily. They're saying that we are exponentially activating now, releasing codes of information, and we are time traveling at quicker, like at the speed of light. But because we're everywhere all at once, as we activate a light code within us, even regarding finances, we activate that physical representation outside of us. So if you can believe only one way could be done from the outside, you keep yourself reincarnated and operating from that outside limited experience. But once you become aware enough, then you get little ahas, and then you start questioning, and you're going within more, and you're communing with your God self, and you're saying, huh? That don't really make sense. And then as you activate the new awareness, then the outside is going to operate that new belief. And we go nowhere. It's all now. We go nowhere. It's all now. We are activating the light within even limiting beliefs to mean something different through our perception. Then our perception is the lens of the projector of what we're creating in our reality. It's just mind-blowing. All right. Thank you for sharing out, guys. All right. Joey, I'm going to pull you a reading first. And because you mentioned your heart will take you financially if you let it, I'm going to pull a Mother Earth heart card that Joey is holding space for all of us. Our hearts are one with Mother Earth. So think of our hearts, guys. Our hearts hold all of that spiritual energy. It holds all of that timeline of things we're not aware of, all the timelines in the now. That's where our heart holds. But what the heart is, it's that middle space of that time, the spiritual energy with the physical, because Mother Earth represents the physical expression and experience that we're living and playing out all of the beliefs in the heart or timelines. So the heart really is that middle space of our multidimensional self encompassed in our physical expression of now. It is the middle man. And then the whole man thing. It is where the spiritual, holy shit, it is where our spiritual unconditional love part that meets the man, those physical limitations. Oh my God. Thank you, Joey. That in itself is a beautiful message, but let's see where we are now. Oh, beautiful, Kimmy. And as we surrendering all, you're surrendering with the intent of trust, not giving up. So you're surrendering in unconditional love. So in that, you create that spot where the infinity meets, that middle point, that ground zero, the perfect balance of all imbalance. Wow. All right, which Joey got for a message in all of us? And obviously, because there's different, many layers, multidimensional to any word, anything that is presented, depending on your own perception, let it resonate as it does for you. Discern the message as it applies to you, not just what I say. What I say is going to trigger light within you, and then you're going to come up with a whole other expression of what is in the message. Glasses, anyone? Here we go. So fuel, got the fuel card. It looks like the mind. It looks like the mind here, because to me, this looks like a person. This heart is split, and it looks like the mind, the cranium was split, but now it's like it's merging with the physical through, you guys know this picture. Oh my goodness, there's so much in this. But anyways, here's our heart. This is the heart is representing us. It's a stone rock. There's got a line there which shows that there was a separation between the mind and the physical, and that caused a lot of pain and suffering in the past. But now it is, for you, I'm believing, it is unified as one. The destructions, the limitations of the mind have been released, transmuted in order to come forth in a greater intimacy. Because here we get the little nose, the eye, the tongue, the chin. It's facing this way, this little profile on the rock, intimacy. So any suffering and pain has worked. It's been a paradox. It has kept you separate and in pain, but once you surrendered and allow, that very pain and suffering is taken you to a greater intimacy within you, intimacy and communication and openness with your God source energy. That is what our past, what your past experience has brought you to, Joey, is the dissipation of separation and polarities working as one now. How beautiful. And it's opened you up to a greater communication within you and your heart space, which is going to be representative in your communication with others. And for you, I know animals, for you, working with animal energy and being able to be an animal empath represented to this, but also all areas of your life. So whenever we're brought to greater intimacy with self, that's going to be reflected in our outside through whatever it is, career, relationship, animals, people. And it's just showing us how we were always supported in the divinity of who we were. And that's showing the physical support. Rocks to me represent the physical manifestation. This represents physical support for you and feeling the physical support now in this earth. Very beautiful. So it's just showing the unity of what was once disconnected, the thoughts with your spiritual expression through the physical. Your thoughts and words are the steering wheel to where you want to go. Your emotion is the fuel that speed up the ride and get you there. Do your thoughts and emotions take you on the road you want to travel? Remember, you have the power. So to me, you have transmuted the thoughts of your mind with your emotions, and you've brought balance to them, unity, integration, and you are operating now as this superhuman abilities, and you're creating from that place. Your cycle of 3, this next 3 years, is taking you to a higher frequency expression. 1 plus 1 doesn't equal 2, it equals 3. You're allowing that higher activation that you have sparked from unifying the mind with the heart. You've allowed it to activate that God source within you. So that's creating a new form for you to be experienced in earth as well. Beautiful. Oh, 2 fell out, by the way. Just going to touch this one. Waves. This is beautiful. Seaweed. Reaching out, opening. This, to me, automatic. This is the heart. This is the heart for Joey. And this, you can even looks like 2 parts of the heart. There's some little, like when I look at it, I see a little face here. I see energies here, and then I see an openness. So you allowing the duality of confusion and openness of spirit to connect and merge together to create new life. What is this new life? This card here is just affirming what this card just said, bringing 2 opposing energies together to create from a frequency of love. Even this little seaweed plant shooting out at the top, Joey, is in the shape of a heart. So you have allowed polarities to operate as one team, anchoring that into earth to plant new growth representing frequencies, manifestations of higher frequencies. Beautiful. Yeah. So what this has to do with, to me, also, this represents the sacral, the orange. So your own creative expressions. Only you can create and express what you came to do like no other. No different than we try to sometimes, like when I listened to that YouTube video this morning and I'm like, oh, I just want to recreate. I want to say everything they said, but I can't because I'm not them. So a lot of times we are triggered into our own expression by seeing these others that are in alignment to their own heart's expression. And that triggers us to come up with our own individual way of expressing the same idea, thought, or creation. Just like a teacher teaching from many different platforms expressed differently. And then, of course, who those they are teaching are going to resonate with their expression. So to me, there's a big open realm for you to express and create in your own individual way, Joey, that no one else can. So if that is working with animals, you have your own take, and that's based on all of your experiences and all time, and no one else is going to be able to replicate your connection and expression the way you do. And that goes for all of us as we're coming into this rebirth. The rebirth is just allowing more of us aligned more to our innate heart energy. Our innate heart energy holds all timelines, all experiences, all gifts, and all masteries that we've experienced, kind of like it's our Akash opening up to allow all of those experiences in this now moment of creation. That's what we're all doing. Very beautiful. And what does it say? Waves. As the waves of the ocean flow, they renew your spirit. As they pull back out to sea, they take with them the negative emotions that no longer serve you. Even if you're not by the ocean, you can visualize the motion with the rhythm of your own breath. The breath and the ocean waves are one. The breath and the waves are one. Every wave is meant to operate, meaning the ebbs and flows of life, the ups and downs, the frequency roller coasters that we've experienced are all to merge as one breath, one moment. The past and the future are emerging in this new creation of now. It's open, it's spacious. The old ways no longer are applicable. You are creating your own way through your own rebirth, through your own transformation as you come into your new cycle as a power of 3, a trinity, a triad. So Pisces is ruled by Neptune, correct? Neptune, remember King in The Little Mermaid? He has a triad representing 2, the power of 3, the tri in the 3 is so huge. That's personal power, personal expression, going with the flow, allowing every flow to operate for the whole in the unity of now, allowing that water energy, that flow. You are one now, and you're creating now with the flow of the universal flow of unconditional love. That's what you're bringing forth. All right, awesome. You are doing it, Joey. There is no trying. You are doing it. All right, Kimmy, I'm going to pull you one, Kimmy. So if we're creating in a new 3-year cycle, and this cycle is due to our own alignment, and our own alignment is our own divine frequency imprint, which encompasses all part of us eternally, we're also going to create the abundance in the physical in a higher frequency way. It's going to supersede the old ways of getting paid, they're saying. You got the same one, Kimmy. Unifying the thoughts of the mind. The thoughts of the limited ego are now merged for you, Kimmy, with your higher God mind. They have merged as one. You have come to the higher expression. You are operating from one mind. One mind. The ego has expanded and merged, working as a team with your God mind, bringing forth God insights, God guidance, God perceptions. And it does not mean, Spirit is saying, it does not mean you will not still be challenged from the ego mind. But now you take that ego mind thought and it catalyzes for you, Kimmy. The limited thought catalyzes that God mind, the unconditional perception, to infuse into the limitation. So you're transmuting ego mind. It's catalyzing a question. It doesn't have control over you anymore. It catalyzes that higher insight to flood in. That is beautiful. Kelly Deck. Good moment of you, Kelly. All right. All right. This is so beautiful, guys. We are physical beings walking in the divinity of who we are, really are. No longer dying. Your body is literally embodying and activating light. You're embodying, you're glowing. You are, oh my God. You're a miracle in process. You're a miracle underway. So we got this one. This kind of goes back. I don't think you were on board yet, Kelly, at the beginning of this message, but it talked about crying out those pains and the emotions. So you having to go through physical experiences in this life that are causing you to really, really connect to that whale energy that's deep, deep within the ocean, those emotions that are connected to ancestor, to lineage, to other parts of you experiences that did not get the full aligning or healing yet. So through the experience of deep emotions, you crying them out. This is a heart, by the way, and it's got the color of divinity. But to me, it always looks like a little pig. There's an eye, there's that mouth, or a little something just crying out. It's just crying out that pain to be transmuted into the light. So your specific message I'm feeling is through allowing those deep pains and sufferings to be expressed through your voice, you're releasing them. And I don't know if you heard the part earlier where in the past we might have condemned or judged ourselves from holding these emotions, applying them to thoughts. We're thinking, well, I have these emotions, I have this pain, I have this suffering because I'm being punished, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy. Subconscious programs running. And as you at this higher frequency that you're aware of and operating and embodying, the light that you've activated within you, you're able to express these emotions and pain and cry out. And as you're crying them out, they're literally being transmuted through your physical body because you're embodying enough light now, Kelly. So those areas where you are discouraged or frustrated or have had enough, to speak them out, to yell them out, to write them out. Because in that, it's passing through your physical light body vessel and you're transmuting them to be healed. You're allowing them. You're allowing those parts of yourself that might have been inhibited or repressed to be transmuted into the light, just through your expression, because you're a light body, you're divine, like this color, your divinity. Oh my God, Kelly, do you keep getting this card? So that little person in the background opening up and surrendering. It's like you surrendering to yourself. And as you surrender to yourself, you are allowing fragmented parts of you to be transmuted to the light so that it can all operate as one light within you. So beautiful. And this is also talking about what this card on the back says, what you are looking for will find you. So it will find you. So sometimes we think it's counterproductive to complain or yell or express all of our pain and our suffering and what we're mad at, and even the areas of ourself, what we're repressing, that we're mad at ourselves, and I should have done this, that, and the other thing, and how come I didn't listen to my tuition? All of that has served you, Kelly. Cry out the frustration so you can allow the unification, and that what you are really looking for in your heart will truly find you when you can allow and love and accept all parts of you, and the parts of those parts of you reflected in your material world that are keeping you separate as well. When you can cry out your pain, your suffering, and obviously your joys, what you are looking for will find you, because when you allow all parts of you to be felt, you allow your greatest heart's desires to come forth. That is self-love, allowing and knowing all is serving you, and all is valid. Even the parts where you felt unworthy and felt you weren't good enough, those are still parts of you, and that's beautiful because you're allowing it by surrendering to those feelings. And then in the surrendering, you purify them. You bring them within. You're going to gain insight. You're activating light. You're going to come to a greater self-realization, and you're going to have the greater understandings of why. So it's you coming out of the darkness, even this dark area, you coming out with your divinity by shouting out. Shout. You know that song, shout, shout, let it all out. These are the things. Whatever it is there, that 80s song, shout, shout, let it all out. That's what they're talking about. That song's, they're showing me that song for you. These are the things. How's it go? Shout, shout, let it all out. These are the things. Blah, blah, blah. So it's about just you releasing it all and accepting it all. And then the one that comes here, and then you've got two cards too, Kelly deck. Be true. And oh my God. So the Spirit's pulling doubles. Like, so Joey, the first one for her, the second one was just affirmation of it. Same with you. This is your first message. This is affirmation. And it says, be true. Being true to yourself is the greatest accomplishment. Well, what is part of being true to you? It's not all the feel-good stuff. It's the hard-ass shit stuff too. Being true to you means allowing all parts of you. That is true. That is raw. That is what the physical experience came for. The transmutation, the self-realization in the physical. Allowing the shittiest of the shit and being thankful and exclaiming and proclaiming your whatever about it. That is being true to you. That's part of you. That is the greatest accomplishment when we have total self-love and acceptance of self. That is true purity. That is true allowing your divine frequency imprint to be embodied and experienced, because then you're going to start projecting areas of total unconditional love physicalized outside of you. For that is your connection to, okay, so being true to yourself is your greatest accomplishment. For that is the connection to your soul's purpose and the source of your greatest creativity. Allowing all of it. Beautiful. Michelle, howl at the moon tonight, Kelly. Yeah, I am feeling kind of like wolf energy for you. That is beautiful. Because how can we transmute something if it isn't brought to the light? It's like you are the light, you are the flashlight, Kelly. And if you take a flashlight and you shine it at all the pretty things in the room, that's nice. But when you take that flashlight and you flash it underneath the couch and you see all the dust bunnies or things or gum or coins and stuff that's been under there, or pieces of food that are turning moldy, then you can transmute it. Then you can clean it up. Then you can take care of it. So it's about you shining your light into those, and you're holding the frequency enough where you're able to address accepting and love and transmuting those energies you couldn't before. So if you got a flashlight that's dead and you're looking under the couch, you ain't going to see anything. That might have been us in the past. We weren't awakened. And then when the batteries are getting a little bit worn out, the light is dimmer and we might not see things. Well, now what they're saying, Kelly, is you're shining bright, sister, and you're able to transmute and take care, purify, cleanse, and heal and balance any energies. But how do you do it? By allowing all, because all is you. All is part of your God self experience. Awesome. Abuelita, mamacita. Um, is Kelly and Carissa two different people again? I can't remember. Does that mean is Carissa driver deck and Kelly deck? You're like husband and wife, right? So that was Kelly. So let me know, Carissa, if you or if you guys just are on the same account. I don't know. Let me know, Carissa, driver deck, same or separate? Just tell me different or same, which is funny because we are all reflections of one another and we really are one, expressed through different fractals of perception and light. The same? Wife and wife. All right, good, got it. Thank you. Maybe that's why you had two cards as well. First time here. Well, Abuelita Chadwick, thank you for joining Temple of the Sun. Anyone else want a Mother Earth heart card? Let me know. If you did not get a message, let me know. Robin, Waters, Dykes, if you're still there. Donnie, let me know. Brenda, if anyone is there. Leona. Thank you, Kimmy Siegel, for being here and shining your light. Joey Smith, thank you for your individual divine frequency activating parts of ourself. Leona, thank you so much. Brenda Mendoza, thank you. Donnie, thank you for your light rays. Thank you for, we got Joey. Robin, thank you so much. Abuelita Mamacita, Kelly Carissa, Kelly Carissa, driver deck. All right. Carissa. All right. I thought you were saying you're the same. All right. What we got here? Carissa. Find. And that's funny because that was the other half. That was the other half of the other one you had there. That was the other half. Same thing. Is that not funny? Is that not crazy? That is unbelievable because if it's wife and wife, partner, alias you and another part of you expression, we're mirroring all the time. So we're mirroring. The message for you is we are mirroring the energies that we are, so it gets our attention. It's a mirror. Coincidence? I think not. See, you got the answers. You know, coincidences? I think not. So in our closest relationships, which ultimately is our relationship with self, and the closer we get with self, we create mirror relationships where we're getting that light directly back at us because we're ready. We can take it. We're aware of it. It's showing the synchronicity of our own alignment. So when something is mirrored right back before us, that is not to say we're not aligned. It's actually saying you're exactly where you need to be in this very moment of now because you're aligned enough to even be aware of it. Beautiful. And even in this V, and I wanted to point this V section out earlier, but it's like this V, it's like two paths mirroring one another as well. They're rooted in the same, so it could be soul, mate, twin, flame, however you want to say it. This energy is extending from you to be married and mirrored right back at you. And then we got spirit in the middle. See that face there again? That mouth, that chin, that nose, those eyes, the eyebrows. What time is it? Okay, sorry. I gotta go in a minute. Meet those as a half a day. That is the spirit uniting the both. That is the middleman. That is your heart. That is your heart. Within your heart, all aspects, all projections, all timelines are there. So this is even telling you that you're mirroring exactly what you need. And it's connecting all timelines now. It's unifying. It's unifying. And even in this image, everything is kind of unifying and stemming from the heart. All right. Hopefully that made sense. Good morning, Tina Verwers. Good to see you. Krista, that was unbelievable. You demonstrated that perfectly. So thank you so much. All right. Last one, Tina, because I got to get Mythos. Doing the Mother Earth heart cards today, guys. Tina, Mother Earth, the heart represents, it's the middle space. It is the middle man. It is where our spiritual energy connects, communes with the physical. The spiritual experience comes through the heart. The heart, we would not be alive without the beat of the heart, the beat of the drum, the beat of our own drum. Mother Earth represents and is one with our mother, with our heart. Our heart's beat is one. She is the physical representation of all that we embody as well. Our cycles, our self-rejuvenation, our death and rebirth, all of it, the water, the earth, the plants, the roots, all of it. So the heart is it. The heart is the core. It is the center. It is the middle. It is the unity of all parts of us, all of life, all that we engage in. Solid ground. All right, this is for you, Tina. The power of the invisible is the solid force in your life. And that's a paradox in itself. Everything. So this is telling me that you are also integrating and embodying the dichotomies in life, the paradoxes, the opposing forces, the contrast, because the invisible is visible through the physical experience, through our creations. The invisible is physical through us and our creations. And that's to do also all that we have recalibrated, aligned, and activated in that light to create this higher frequency awareness is the creating force in this new 3-year cycle. We're wrapping up. It's ending a 3-year cycle of years 20, 21, 22 as we enter the equinox on the March 21st of representative of this new 3-year cycle. We are creating from this new individual stamp of ourself, this higher frequency, and everything is changing. The projection of our energies are changing on the outside as well. So all physical reality manifests from the spiritual realm of thoughts and feelings. This is the foundation of all that you build on earth. So you are creating your new 3-year cycle from the invisible realm. The frequencies that you have transmuted that have not yet been experienced, you're going to be experiencing them, Tina, in this new 3-year cycle. 3, the power of 3, bringing together and unifying polarities, opposing forces, the thoughts with the heart, the spirituality with the physical is creating the third expression, which is the expression of God energies, alignment, heart's truth. That is what you're going to be manifesting and creating in this 3-year cycle. How stinking awesome. Low battery mode. All right, guys, thank you. That's crazy. You ended up giving me that card the other day. The same card. Oh, well, there you go. I probably was expressed just a little bit different. I don't remember. I can't retain everything. There's so much that goes shoot. But that's awesome, Tina. So that is obviously a huge message for you as well. And it's affirmation. All right, guys. Thank you so much for shining your light and creating this message and these insights. It's so stinking powerful. I love it. May you all shine with the entirety of all the love and light that you are.